I would give a classy party because I'm a classy girl.
Where would you do it?
Why don't I do it here?
My house?
Yeah, no, it's too small. I have way too many friends.
You know, our family versus your guys' family. Who's stronger? Who's smarter? Who speaks better Arabic? Count down.
Hey, they're cheating! They're cheating! Get up there, bro!
Did you do this? You can't do that. I think I won. 3, 2, 1. Lean back.
Lean back!
In today's episode, I hired a therapist to tell her the truth about my family. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Kareem.
Leah. So my work with Kareem, while I am actually a therapist in real life and I do actively practice, the work that we are doing together is for educational purposes, but a lot of what we talked about I really was learning for the first time because ultimately I do want to help him and his siblings develop a deeper relationship with each other. So you could sit right there on the couch and I'll be sitting right
This
here.
is my first session, so I'm kind of nervous.
Okay.
But I got a lot on my mind.
Okay, I'm
So,
excited to hear what brings you here.
Let's do it. You guys may think everything's sunshine and rainbows, but it's not. Lately, I've been feeling disrespected by my sisters, and it's finally time I say something about it.
So let's start with what brought you in here today.
Yeah, my first therapy session, what brought me in was, I don't know, I think my sisters are really starting to get on my nerves. They're really just making me not mad, but I just feel a little bit disrespected in a way.
Okay. How many sisters do you have? Because you
Too
said
many.
sisters. Okay.
I got 5,
Okay.
and I'm right in the middle. So I have 3 older than me, then 2 younger.
Okay.
Yeah. With this whole social media thing, we make family content now. So all my sisters do social media as well as me. But the thing is, they don't work unless I work, if that makes sense.
Oh, so you're like the Kim Kardashian?
I guess you could say that, but they won't look at me like that.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So let's start from the beginning. I started this reality show out of my own pocket. And all I asked was, to my sisters, I have an idea, I have a vision. I think this reality show could be huge. It's a way for us to become characters and our fans to actually get to know us and hopefully bring you guys more deals. And of course, I'll pay you guys out of pocket to come on the show and be a part of it. I mean, they're doing content on their end, but they're doing like Sarah just, shows her cats and Sabby's just talking, and it's just not like, real entertainment. It's like, this is the real stuff that people want to see, and it's so hard to get everyone in a room together. And it's always like they'll put an eyelash appointment above it before this.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And is that all of the siblings that seem to have a
It's
lack
like-
of regard, or
it's-
is it certain sisters?
I would say certain sisters have it
Okay.
more, where they would say, oh, I have a laser appointment, I can't. But it just seems like all the sisters end up following it. I always have to fight for it. It's not like they call me and say, hey, what day are we shooting this week? Or, hey, I had a funny idea for the next video. It's me chasing them, and it's just getting too tough.
Is that a common theme in your relationships with them?
Well,
Feeling like it's you, even
it's
outside
always
of
been
media?
like that.
Okay.
I feel like I've always chased them in a way for them to just do what they have to do.
What would life look like if you stopped chasing?
I would definitely do my own thing. My mom is always there to help me. People love my mom. I definitely want to try and keep the family thing because I have just a vision. But if I didn't chase them, I'd just do my own thing, I guess. But it's just not the smart thing to do. The smart thing to do is stay together and continue to build.
That is the smart thing to do. Yeah, that's the most financially lucrative. But I don't know if it's what's healthiest for your relationship with them right now. Have you ever heard of the word passive resistance? Mm-mm. There's aggressive, right? Which is like very outwardly upsetting and upset. And then there's passive, which is you don't say what you want to do, but you kind of do something later to show what you really wanted to do. There's passive resistance, which is you are, instead of telling someone you don't want to do something, you sabotage it. Instead of telling you, I don't want to film, I'll film, but I'll show up 20 minutes late. Or I'll film, but I'll only film for 2 minutes, right? Because in my spirit, I don't really want to do it.
She was able to give me so many terms on exactly how I was feeling, like passive resistance. It's exactly how I felt. For example, if they want to film, they'll film after their facial or when they feel like it, when it's convenient for them.
So you said something happened between you guys and that's what prompted you to want to come here.
Yeah, it happened literally like a week ago.
Okay.
So the reason I came to a therapist now is because of what happened in the group chat literally a week ago. We were talking about planning Serene's birthday and I just had one little recommendation. Serene wanted to throw the party at our house. They wanted to do it in our backyard, but there was some problems that I realized. You know, our house is kind of under construction in the inside, but the party would only be on the outside. And she only wanted to do it in a section of the backyard, which was kind of a mess. And she wanted to transform the entire thing to like a Moroccan vibe. She said, oh, I'm gonna probably spend like 10K on a designer, on this, on that. And all I did, I'll even bring up the text messages. I texted the family group chat and I said, hey, I think you should reconsider like location and maybe just find your average cost about this party, because 10,000 is a lot to just, you know, transform your backyard. You could spend that budget on actually getting a real location. And savvy, it was savvy. She just replied and said, what the F? You're an asshole. She called me an asshole. And I was like, what? And I just got pissed. I was like, why? I'm reaching out. I'm doing what you guys are asking me to do. All I said was just, you're spending a little too much money to throw a party at the house because the backyard's a mess and you want to transform it. Use that money towards something else. I recommended one thing and I got called an asshole. And then I started getting attacked. But yes, I did fire back a little bit, but I was just fed up.
Okay, but how did you fire back?
I called them the B word.
Kareem also needs to do a little bit of introspection and self-reflection just to kind of see how the way he communicates might be worsening the problem. I do not agree with him calling his sisters bitches.
So
you know, the text conversation doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm gonna read them to you.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna read it to you right now.
Because I just can't imagine somebody
right here.
upset with you.
Friday, September 20th. I don't think Serene should be throwing a party at our house, TBH. In order to transform the backyard, it's gonna be the same price to rent a location. Serene says, wow, after I sent the invites, what am I supposed to do now? Tell everyone never mind, question mark, question mark? And then I replied, just say there's a location update. It's no big deal. We told you to throw a party. You picked to throw it at the house. And then she just flipped on me. It's not about location. If I rented a location, we still need food, drinks, seats. And then I replied, I think you should calculate the average cost of what you would spend if you threw it at the house and see if it would make sense to use that budget towards something else, like location. A better location is gonna save you so much time and effort. The backyard needs work. Then Sabby comes in and goes, Kareem, huh? Location update? What the F? Where? Sit and don't listen to him. He's dumb and rude. After everything you say this now? Kareem's an asshole. I'm breaking it down to them in a proper way where things actually make sense budget-wise, work-wise, but they just don't want to see it. They don't want to respect me as someone that's smart. They just want to act as if I'm their little brother and I'm an idiot. I'm not an idiot. Sabby ended up saying he's just trying to think what's cool for his videos, not for the birthday.
Oh.
And then I said, what's cool for the video, question mark? Whatever is cool for the video is going to be cool for the birthday.
Yeah.
So, like, and then she said, don't listen to him. He's thinking selfishly. Whatever is best for his video. And then I ended up saying, Sabby, you are a B word.
You shouldn't say that to your sisters.
Well, they were coming at me and I was just gay and mad. Everyone was just coming at me.
So Sabby called him an asshole and he calls them bitches. I mean, I know that this session is for the siblings, but I would be curious to hear what kind of arguments were modeled for them growing up and what their parents think about the way they communicate to each other. Are your parents in that chat?
They're not.
Okay, just wondering. Would you ever consider family therapy with them?
Yeah, I would.
Because really quickly, the way you view them is the way they're viewing you. You're viewing them as selfish, but they think you're the one that's selfish.
But how can they view that? All I did was recommend something and I didn't even put it in a rude context.
So they said something in there that I clocked that actually has so much feeling behind it. And they said, he cares more about the video than he does about your birthday. So there's something in that statement, right, that's saying to me that your priorities are very different. I'm wondering if they feel used at times for content when maybe sometimes they just want to enjoy the family time without it having to turn into something. He wants to focus on helping his siblings propel their careers, but from what I'm hearing, based on the information he's giving me, it sounds like his siblings are feeling really resentful that he's not focused so much on the quality time, but he's focused more on filming.
So the therapist was saying that maybe my sisters feel this way towards me because I make everything about videos and work, but I kind of disagree because it doesn't feel like work in the moment. It's really easy because I'm doing everything from A to Z, and all they have to do is be themselves, and they're doing it regardless. All I'm doing is recording. They don't realize that what I'm doing is building. I'm building our careers. I'm building something longevity. That's what I'm trying to do with the show. But they just don't see the vision, and instead, and I just got attacked. And I just got mad.
What's the feeling though underneath mad? 'Cause usually there's mad is the secondary emotion, and there's usually an emotion underneath.
It just feels I'm like singled out. It's like no
Okay.
matter what I say, I'm an asshole.
Kareem is focusing a lot on his anger towards his siblings, but I think there's a lot more that's going on beneath the surface that he's not really allowing him to access. I really feel that below the anger, he's feeling unwanted by his sisters, and he's also feeling a little bit alone in his relationships with his siblings. So what are 3 words you would use to describe your sisters?
She asked me to describe my sisters in 3 words, and the first one I'm going with is, I would say lazy. For sure,
Okay.
lazy. I think they are lazy.
Okay.
I would say like not selfish, but like half selfish. Like they will still like help me, and I'll always help them, but they won't help unless they're being asked or begged.
Do you ever have to bribe them?
Always. I can't even get them in a TikTok, a 2-second video without me having to pay them.
So you said lazy, selfish. What would the 3rd word be?
Lazy. What would you put the 3rd word as?
I've never met them.
I'm struggling to find that 3rd word. I don't know what it is, but it's on the tip of my tongue. I think the 3rd word is ungrateful.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I knew it would come to you.
The 3rd word is ungrateful. Lazy, half selfish, and ungrateful. That's how I would describe my sisters.
Now, if your sisters were here, and it's hard because we're talking about 5 people, so we don't want to generalize them. If they were here, how would they describe it?
I feel like the problem I've always faced is 5 sisters, right?
Right.
It's 5 sisters versus 1 brother, always. Even
Okay.
if I'm right, it's 5 sisters on just, they're together. They have one shared brain, it feels like. Even if I'm right, I'm wrong.
Right.
So whatever I'm saying now, if they were to come in the room, I don't know what they would say. I don't know if they would view it as opposite, or if they would kind of agree with me, or they would blame it on me for always. I'm not even mean. I always trying to think, am I mean? Am I like, I'm not. I'm just like, hey guys, let's do something. Let's film. I'm very generous. My name's Kareem. You know what that means in Arabic?
No, what does that mean?
It means generous.
Aw.
And I am. Last year, on my sister's birthday, I bought her a brand new iPhone 15, and I bought my sister a Chanel bag, and I did so many things. This year, coming up for my little sister's birthday, Sophie, because it's also in September, I told my dad like we should buy her a car because she just got her license. So I was trying to make that happen. Serene's birthday was coming up. I was like, don't worry, like I'll cover everything. All I want to do is make an episode out of it. But it's just like they don't see like my generosity. They just shut me out, and they texted me back in the GM after Sabby called me an asshole for recommending something, and then I obviously flipped on them. I was like, honestly, like what the hell is wrong with you guys? You guys are bitches, bro. Like, you guys are like, what the
yeah,
hell?
yeah.
And then Serena was like, I don't want you at my party. No camera crew, no production. We're done. And I
Oh,
was
your
just
sister
like,
said that.
Yeah.
And this is the party that's today.
Yeah.
And then now is she okay with you coming with a crew?
Well, she told no, not the crew. Like she
Okay.
said, you're not making a video, but you're invited. We'll see if you like. That's it. She didn't tell me that. She told my friend. Yeah, he's invited, but we didn't talk about it. We didn't like say anything. You know what I mean? It's just like a sorry invite. Like you're my brother. You could show up. I could have helped you so much if you just had respect a little bit.
Do they want your help?
Yeah, at first it was supposed to be at the house, and I was DMing. She asked me, could we get vendors? I got a free shawarma vendor. I had a hookah guy because she wanted to go Moroccan theme. I had a Turkish coffee guy. Everything was free until I recommended one thing. Maybe we should change locations, but it was a horrible idea, I guess. And look at her now. She got a new location.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I getting attacked?
I got to hear Kareem's side of things, and what's important for us to recognize as therapists is that that is his side. That's his perspective, and his perspective is influenced by his own childhood, his own experiences, and his own internal belief systems. And in order for us to get the bigger picture, we do need to bring his siblings in so I can get their perspective. I think there's a lot of barriers in communication, and I think it's important to get everybody's perspective.
So I have to bring him over here.
Yeah.
All right. Just wait for that. I guess they're probably gonna paint me to be a bad guy, but I'm not.
Are you going to the birthday?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Part of me wants to go, part of me doesn't. But I think this is the first step to show them that I'm not playing around this time. I am actually mad and they need to fix their attitude towards me. So I don't think I'm gonna go.
Even if I went, I wouldn't like say hi to my sisters.
So can I want to share something, and again, this is our first time meeting, so I could be off. If you don't go to the birthday, you might be proving that other sister right, that you can't film and therefore you don't go.
I also feel like I'll be proving myself right, as if like, because I told them like, it's more of a thing where it's, they'll be like, oh damn, he really didn't show up. Like, yeah, I'm mad at you guys right now. Because even if I've ever been mad at them, I always ended up showing up. Always, I'm like, all right, forget it. Let's just film something. Let's hang out, blah, blah, blah.
What are you gonna regret the most?
I don't think I would regret not going.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because even if I went, it would just be like a hi.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Does that make sense? So yeah, I don't think like they would care if I went or didn't go. But I think it'd be just showing them like, yeah, I'm not happy right now.
So every behavior that we do is communicating something, okay? So by you not going, what is it that you're communicating?
I'm not happy right now.
I'm not happy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to break a cycle. There's a cycle going on in a dance between your siblings. Everyone's playing a role in it. And we have to break the cycle, because right now what I see, the way you guys communicate to each other is through punishing each other. Instead of having a conversation, I'm punishing you by not going. Instead of having a conversation, they're punishing you by not allowing filming crew to come. So there's just these themes of punishment when it comes to how you guys communicate with each other.
That makes sense. What would you recommend I do? Should I go?
It's okay if you don't want to go, as long as it's not coming from a place of anger, but it's coming from a place of like, this is the boundary that I'm setting.
I think the best thing to do is just get them in the room.
Okay.
And we'll figure it out from there.
Okay. Do you think they'd want to?
I don't know.
Or would they see it as another thing that you're filming?
I think the only way I could get them in the room
Hitting
is
cameras?
to like, no, show
Just
them
kidding.
I did this.
Okay.
And hopefully they feel like they have to defend their case. But I
Nice.
don't, yeah.
Yeah,
If I were to
that's
text them,
healthy.
If I were to text them, I'd be like, hey guys, please, I don't want to beg anymore. I'm tired of it. So what am I saying? Hey, next week therapy session, make it or don't.
I think it would be more helpful if we continued this conversation with your sisters in the room. So I will leave a slot open for you guys to come next week. I'm nervous about having 6 siblings with very different perspectives in the room. Kareem already booked the session for next week with his sisters.
Just because I had a therapy session doesn't mean I'm gonna go apologize to them. They owe me an apology, so I think it's time to get them in the room and see their perspective on things.
I'm happy I got my, like, whatever I felt inside out, and you made great points, and I think it's important to see their perspective, but just know they're gonna paint me out to be a bad guy.
Okay.
I'm not a bad guy. Okay. But yeah, thank you so much.
Remember, we're all on the same team, even
Yeah.
your sisters.
Hopefully.
So we just finished up the session. I honestly don't even know what to say. It feels like 30 pounds are off my shoulders now. It feels like I feel lighter.
The session went really well. Kareem did his best for his first time in therapy. I could see that he was really trying to go deep with what he was experiencing, but we did go over by a few minutes, so I'm probably gonna have to charge him double.
What? Double?